Hi, my name is Kisim Beku, and I am going to be applying for the stadium coordinator position for the New York Knicks. I'm going to start off today with talking about the responsibilities that I will have if I am selected for this position. I will be in charge of game day, and I'd make sure that everything will run safely and smoothly. I'd also be in charge of planning and implementing and supervising all of the maintenance activities that go along with game day preparation and the safety of the employees and the fans. I'd also be assigning and reviewing and evaluating all the employees. Now, to establish an approach to monitoring, evaluating, and managing the risks during the entire time period of a project goes along with how important a risk management plan is. I need to identify all the possible risk sources, and staying ahead and being prepared is one way that I can be successful in this position. I'd also like to minimize the liability and negligence that will be put up against my position that I may face. Now, I'd like to minimize our potential liability by being prepared and equipped by having procedures already set up for potential risk factors. My number one goal is to satisfy the fans on game day so that they'll come back and enjoy another game versus the Knicks at our home court. I need to do this by making a safe environment and giving a great experience. But safety first is my key and primary goal. Now, the facility needs to always be in the best of condition when spectators, staff, and athletes are using it. This keeps everyone safe and free from injury, and the facility is properly maintained and free from all potential threats that could result in injury. The event staff and stadium coordinator have done an excellent job. Not only have they created a safe environment, but also they have done their job for creating and keeping a good image for the organization as a whole. Now, this is a great key in order to make sure that the proper people are hired in order to take care of the maintenance and make sure that everything is in running and working order. If the right professionals are not hired and not all on site at the times where they're needed, not only does it give the organization a bad reputation, but it can also put them at risk for future lawsuits. Besides maintaining a safe environment, it is also extremely important that you have the proper adaptations for those with disabilities so that everyone can enjoy a Lakers versus New York Knicks game. It should also be all about equality for those with disabilities. The more effort you put into making sure that everyone is able to be happy and their safety is number one, the better your franchise will look and the reputation that you'll have in the eyes of the spectators. Now, equipment is going to be used by the staff and athletes in the facility, so it needs to be top of the line. Not only can not having top-of-the-line equipment turn away from future interest in the use of the arena, it can also lead to injuries and lawsuits. In order to protect all of those involved in the success of the Knicks, every piece of equipment needs to be checked regularly and needs to be kept up to date with all the new tweaks and inventions. It's very important that we stay technologically advanced. Now, hazards are most common talked about when anyone's going through a facility risk management plan. Now, it usually includes chemical, electrical, or explosive items. When it comes to planning for risks that can take place during an event, all aspects need to be taken into consideration. Regardless to whether or not one may actually think an instance like this would occur, it is important to be prepared. These unusual risks I'm referring to are such hazards which include chemical spills, electrical malfunctions, and bomb threats. Even though spectators and media may not always hear about chemical spills and electronic malfunctions taking place at sporting events, it's because they have a great stadium coordinator. Now, on top of all these inside hazards that can occur, outside hazards can be brought into the stadium and can be a very dangerous issue. Ever since 9/11, terrorist acts have been placed in risk management plans around the world. Therefore, in order to manage such hazards, all well-devised plan of evacuation is the key to overcome that risk. spectators also need to be thought about when making a risk management plan. There are many risk factors that come along with having spectators. When tickets go on sale, many fans are looking to purchase floor seating. Floor seating can be very dangerous because you're now in direct contact with the referees and the players. The basketball can easily be hit out of bounds, and you can easily be run over by a player trying to dive for a loose ball. They may not realize the basketball could come directly at them due to a bad pass or a blocked shot or deflection. Besides, the ball sitting that close is also another risk of you being trampled. Therefore, a plan needs to be put into place to make sure these future ticket holders are aware of the possible risks. This can be easily done by it being stated on the ticket that you will be in risk by sitting this close during a basketball game. There should also be signs around so that everybody is knowledgeable and that everybody is aware of these risks. Now, the players and coaching staff are also people who face risks every day. Two of the most important risks of concern, I believe, are harassment from spectators and social media. With die-hard dedicated fans, there also comes with the love and hate for the certain players and coaches. Sometimes players and coaches can be harassed during the games, and that's one thing that we need to take and keep a good eye on. Therefore, a plan needs to be put in place to ensure the safety of each and every one of these participants. At the beginning of every season, a plan will be made to ensure the safety of all basketball participants when they enter the arena and when they are playing the game. This plan will identify all the risks that could take place in regards to spectators throwing objects, harassing, or physically harming players or coaches. Second topic is social media. Social media can be positive and it can be negative. It's positive by helping to promote and connecting your fans and everybody together. But it's negative if a player is not using it right. It can give a team a bad reputation, and that's what we want to stay away from. This all depends on how it is used and what is said on these sites by the multiple employees and participants with the organization. So therefore, there should be a set of rules and guidelines set forth so that the players know what they're expected to say and not say, and there should be consequences for these actions. Now, if you have rules and guidelines already set ahead, there can't be any type of discrepancy about a player, coach, or staff saying that they didn't know about these rules. I believe that I have a lot of good ideas, and that if I am chosen for this position, I will do an excellent job, and I will make sure the Knicks will fill in their seats with more fans to come, and our risk management plan will be one to remember. Thank you, and I hope you choose me.